Hello, hello, hello to you, my entrepreneurial friends. How are you today? I am hoping that you're feeling wonderful. I'm hoping you're ready for an amazing day. Let me say some stuff to you. I am a sales coach. I've been a sales coach for a long time. I've been teaching people how to sell in one way or another for about 31 years now. That's right. I started when I was 9 years old. Can you believe that? Yes, for about 31 years. There are some things that people hold on to that keep them from effectively selling. There are some mindsets that people have chosen to adopt that they say out loud or that they harbor within their heads. I wrote an article called 21 Things Entrepreneurs Should Stop Saying so they can effectively sell themselves and their services. This is going to require a mindset shift. So I wrote it and I submitted the article, but I didn't record it. So I'm going to do that with you today. And without further ado, it's 21 things entrepreneurs should stop saying, even to themselves. Stop saying these things to yourself because it's hurting your ability to sell yourself and sell your services. It's going to be a mindset shift. Number one on my list is I am not a salesperson. I am not a salesperson. When you let that spirit escape your lips, your whole world conspires to make that true. Your subconscious mind wants to make that true. The thing is, you are a salesperson. You were born with an ability to sell. Yes, you were. Yes, you were. Who's more persuasive than a toddler? You are. If you're in business, if you're an entrepreneur, you are wanting to get money in exchange for something, a product or services. That getting the money in exchange for, that's a sale. You are in sales. You are in sales. Yes, you are. The oldest profession is selling. Some people think it's something else, but even that is a subsection of selling. Stop letting that escape your lips that I am not a salesperson. You don't have to like the word, but you are. If the word salesperson is so, first off, if you don't like the word sell or selling or sales, your subconscious mind is not going to let you do things that you find distasteful. You can't do it. Why don't you like selling or salespeople? When was the last time you had an unethical salesperson talk to you? It's been a long time. That pushy, that lying salesperson has gone the way of the dinosaur. That person does not exist anymore. You can't even remember the last time someone tried to sell you like that. Today, everybody can check you out right in your face. No one, the salesperson you meet is going to have to be the most honest person that you meet that day. Stop saying I'm not a salesperson, because if you're in business or if you're an entrepreneur, yes, you are. Number two, I'm going to keep it moving. Number two, I don't like selling. That's a thing that people say, but it's not true. Have you ever offered anything for sales? Have you ever offered to someone to buy anything from you and they gave you money for what you offered, whether it was a bicycle or a couch or a car? Have you ever offered to sell your car or a bicycle or anything, and then someone decided to buy it and they gave you the money that you asked for and they took the thing that you were offering? That sale was made. Now, when you got that money for the thing that you were offering, did you ever feel to yourself, I don't like the fact that they paid me for something that I offered? No, you never thought that. You were always happy that someone paid you for something that you offered. You do too like selling. You like to get, what you don't like is the uncertainty. What you don't like is the potential for rejection. That's the part you don't like. You don't like potentially being rejected, but you do like to sell. You do like to get money in exchange for it. How you doing? I see you, Stephanie. I am not a salesperson. Do you offer anything, a product or a service that someone could pay you for? If they could pay you for it, that time when they pay you, that's called a sale. Yes, you are a salesperson. Let's keep it moving. Number three, I don't have to sell. If they want it, they'll just buy it. The kind of person who says stuff like, I don't have to sell. If they want it, they'll just buy it. That person is most likely broke and doesn't understand the game. That whole expression, if you build a better mousetrap, the world will be the path to your door, has never been true. The world expression of if it's great, people will find you and come to you. That's never been true. The best products, the best services don't sell themselves. Selling themselves is a misnomer as well. Why does McDonald's still run advertising? Everybody knows what McDonald's have. Coke and Pepsi still advertise. Why does Oprah and Michelle Obama go on book tours? Because books don't sell unless you sell them. They won't. Okay? Nothing sells itself. Everything must be sold and on purpose. I myself have written 6 books. My books only sell when I am actively selling them. When I'm not selling my books, they don't sell anymore. That's just the thing. That thing about I don't have to sell, you don't have to sell if you want to stay broke. If you don't want to stay broke, you do too have to sell. Helping you guys to have a negative connotation with the word sell. The origination of the word sell is a Greek compound word coming from 2 words, S-E-L and Y-E, sell ye, which literally means to help. So if you have a problem with the word sell, replace it with the word help. It fits perfectly every time. I'm going to keep it moving. 21 things. Number 4, no one can afford me. Stop saying that even silently and to yourself. That is not true that no one can afford you. What's true is the people that you've offered it to can't afford you. But there is somebody else who could afford you. Very rarely does someone not hire you or not work with you because of how expensive you are. Very rarely is it because of the money. Most of the times because they have not yet been sold effectively yet, or they have not yet been convinced that the money that you're asking for is a good value for them to invest in. It's not that you're too expensive. It's that they haven't been sold. What you're trading when you're making a sale, you are making a trade. You're trading your big old pile of benefits for their little pile of money. And it's got to feel like that to both parties. They're giving a little money and getting a lot. If you understand that concept, if you can embrace that concept, you understand you got to give them enough value so that the money is worth it. That's number 4. No one can afford me is just not true. Number 5, my branding and my website will sell for me. This is a popular one, but it's just not true. Your branding is a part of a marketing function, and marketing is creating awareness of, letting people know that you're available. Like Coca-Cola has familiar branding. Certain people have branded a color for themselves, or they see this pink or this red or this golden green. That's their brand that's associated with them. So I recognize them. I'm associated with them. But that's as far as it can take it. Once the branding recognition has been achieved, that's as far as it goes. They recognize you. That doesn't mean they give you any money. They just recognize you. And your website will not sell for you. Someone has to choose to go to your website. How do they choose to go to your website? They have to be invited to your website or discover your website. And then when they go there, have you ever gone to a website? Ever? Okay? Gone to a website and bought something because of the site. Now, we all have gone to sites like Amazon and bought something. But I didn't buy it because it was Amazon's website. I bought it because I wanted the shirt or I wanted the thing that I bought. The name Amazon didn't sell for me. The product, the service that I was looking for sold for me. It's not the website. It's what's the stuff that I want. Your website won't sell for you. You have to do that. Hope that makes sense to some of y'all. Number 5. Okay, that was number 5. We're going to keep it going. Number 6. My social media will sell for me. I'm going to step on some toes right now. There are some really popular trainers saying things like, come to my workshop and I will teach you how to sell without selling. And then they go on and give wonderful sales presentations on why you should come to their website. They're selling you or how you can sell without selling while they're selling you. Oh, learn how to sell without being salesy, as if salesy is a bad word. Okay, that's when people think they're being salesy, they're thinking about themselves. They're thinking about how are they going to take me instead of thinking about how are they going to be benefited? Are they going to be better off? That's what you should be thinking about. Salesy has gotten a negative connotation because people are still holding on to the salesperson they knew of in the 50s and the 60s and the 70s and the 80s. That person died in the mid 90s with the advent of Google and cell phones. That's about the last time you've seen that. Definitely in the 2000s. Now we're in 2024. You don't see nothing like that anymore. That person's gone. Your social media can help create awareness. It can serve as a marketing function. Marketing and selling are different disciplines. They're different disciplines. Marketing is creating awareness of all of that to the right people or the right businesses at the right time, letting them know that your stuff is available. Selling is the part of getting the money in exchange for. There are different actions and require different muscles. Okay. I think the term sales and marketing expert is a misnomer. Typically, sales and marketing experts are marketing experts, but that's it. Okay. I have amazing friends. There are amazing marketers and digital marketers. And let's say, for example, a successful digital marketer hires you as their client. And the digital marketer shows you how to create funnels, shows you how to create systems where people can know about what you do. And then when the people know about what you do, they say, hey, can you tell me more? And then what happens? Then you got to sell. So then you tell them more and they say, great, thanks for the information. You didn't ask for the business. You didn't convert the interested. That's the bigger issue, how to convert interested people into paying clients. And that is a selling activity. That's not a marketing activity. To get them to be interested is a marketing activity. To get the money in exchange for is a selling activity. Amen. Amen. Let's keep that going. Number 7, salespeople are pushy. Stop saying that to yourself. Stop saying that to other people. When was the last time you met a pushy salesperson? When was the last time you seen a pushy salesperson? When was the last time anybody was ever able to push you into buying something that you didn't want? Can you even remember last time someone was able? Could anybody push you into buying something that you don't want? Nope. And no one even tries to push because that method no longer works. It's not current. It's ancient history. Stop saying this over and over and over again. Salespeople are pushy is in your head. It's not a reality of life. I see the thumbs up. Amen. Number 8, I hate closing. I hate closing sales. People who think they hate closing sales is because they don't understand how to close sales. They don't know how to do it. They hate it. They don't know how to do it. What they really hate is not knowing how to do it. Closing sales is a mechanical function. It can be learned. There's steps to this. Say this, do that. There's steps to the sale. Closing sales on the grand scheme is one of the easier functions. Closing sales should be the natural progression of a good presentation. That's what it is. And simply asking for the business. If you all started asking for the business formally, ask for the business this way. Say these words. Will you give my services a try? If you said that every time you've done a presentation, so will you give my services a try, you'll close at a higher percentage than you do right now. The major crime that I see, and I'm talking to salespeople and entrepreneurs every day, except for Sunday, pretty much, and Saturday sometimes too. But pretty much Monday through Friday, I'm talking to salespeople and entrepreneurs all day, every day. And I'm telling you, the biggest crime that I see is entrepreneurs today, salespeople today, simply will not even try to get the business. They won't ask for the business. What they'll do is they'll do a good presentation, or they'll let people know what they do and then stop. I do this, this, and this, and this, and then stop. I'm a coach. I'm a notary. I'm going to do this and da, 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 da. But they never say, will you give us a try? What they do is they do good presentations and then hope that the client will be so impressed that the client will say the words, hey, can I hire you? Hey, can I buy that from you? They're hoping that the clients will close themselves, and they're just not going to do that. They're not going to do your work for you. You are responsible for asking for the business. They're not responsible for asking you, can they buy from you? As you're with me, I'm doing this recording because I want to make some links on this. Okay. Number 9, things like my pitch or my elevator pitch or my killer pitch. I want you to stop saying pitch. The whole concept of pitching, a pitch competition, is a horrible way of thinking of it. I'm going to go practice my pitch. I'm going to learn a new pitch. Stop saying that, because pitch, I think the whole concept of pitching and deals are past tense. If I pitch a ball at you, you're either going to hit it with a bat, or you're going to swing and miss it, or you're going to get hit by it, or you're going to catch it. And none of those are things that you want people to do with you or your offer. You don't want to pitch to people. I preach and I teach to stop pitching and tell your story. What would you rather hear? Would you rather hear a pitch, or would you rather hear a story? People love stories. People are bored of pitches. I've won probably 6 or 7 pitch competitions. I've judged about 10 of them, pitch competitions. I've been a judge about 10 of them. And I win all the time pitch competitions that I enter because I don't pitch. I tell my story. I tell my story. And I want you to learn to tell your story. I can teach you how. Your story is way stronger than your pitch. Your story feels good for you to say because it is authentic. My pitch. Stop that. Don't say my pitch. Don't say pitching. That was number 10. Number 11. Stop saying this. Nobody has any money. That's just not true. The people that you've been offering it to don't have the money. People do have the money. Learn to offer your services to the people. If you're running into a lot of can't afford it, that means either one or two things. Either your presentation needs to become better, or you should stop presenting to people that can't afford you. Start presenting to people who can. Brilliant. Here's another thing you should stop saying. If they don't buy from you the first time, I leave them alone. Okay? If they don't buy from you the first time, you leave them alone. You are going to stay like that. Okay? Most sales do not happen the first time that you offer to them. Most people don't buy the first time they hear about you or your services. They have to hear it long enough. They have to hear about it enough times for you to put my phone on do not disturb, for them to accept it. That's why today it is harder and harder and harder than ever before to sell an intangible service without them having had a taste test of your services. If you're a speaker, if you're a coach of any kind, if you offer a Reiki or healing or energy healing, if you offer anything that's an intangible service, something that where they don't have a product, if you offer massage therapy, anything that is a service, cut lawn thing, they have to have a way, a low cost or low risk way to try you out before they're willing to give you bigger money. You need to find a way to, today the game is different. Today, more so than ever before in history, we have got to find ways to lower our clients' potential risk, to lower the potential client's risk. How can I make this less risky for them to hire me? How can I make this less risky for them to try me out? That's your responsibility to come up with ways to make it less risky. Before they have to spend $1,500 or $2,000 or $10,000 on you, is there a way they can try you out where they're not making life or death decisions or monetary decisions? You got to come up with a way. It could be a book. It could be an ebook. It could be a talk. It could be a consultation. It could be a bunch of different things. But find something that works for you. A low-cost way for them to determine if they want to invest more money with you. One more clue. If they invest any money with you, like buying a $20 book that you offer, once they buy anything from you, it's easier for them to buy again. The next thing. Message. Let's keep it going. They don't understand. They don't understand what I do. One of the prodigious moments in my life is I was giving a women's entrepreneurial meeting. I was doing the sales portion of it. There's a group of women entrepreneurs. And I was in a room and I was asking these ladies, so what do you do for a living? I was going around the room. And one lady, she said, well, I'm an energy healer and I do something like that. And when she sat down, I said to the room, I said, do you guys know what she does? And no one knew what she did. She just said what she did, but no one understood it. I said, would you like to give it a try again? And she tried again. I said, do y'all know what she does now? No one understood it. And this lady started to cry. I said, ma'am, I don't know you well enough to assume anything. Why are you crying now? She goes, if they could just understand, then they could use my services, then they could get it. But they just don't understand. It wasn't their fault that they didn't understand. It was her fault that she didn't know how to sell it. She didn't know how to say it in a way that they could understand it. And I taught her how to say it right then on the spot. And she felt a wash of relief over herself. Oh, wow, I wish I had known how to say this before. She could have saved herself so much grief. But when she learned how to sell it, it was much easier for her. When she learned how to say what she does, how to sell and compel at the same time. That's what I teach. Stop saying anything negative about a potential client or current client. If you say anything negative about a current client or a potential client, that gets into the air. It gets into the ether, and they're going to find out. Either they're going to find out or somebody else is going to find out and find it impossible to work with you. You cannot let that escape your lips. My clients don't ever work. I knew of a pastor who didn't like his own members. He didn't like them. He thought his members were broke. All the members of my church don't have no money. And this is in the gym. We was working out together. And he was complaining about his members. They can't afford nothing. He's working out with me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this pastor is talking about his own members this way. His church didn't last much longer. I didn't tell anybody, but I was blown away. But I didn't get the impression that he only told that to me either. He could have told it to other people. You know, you can't talk bad about the people that's taking a part of your stuff. It's going to kill you. It's like poison. Don't say anything about your current negative about your current clients or your potential clients. We're 23 minutes in. We just did 15 of them. I'm going to stop now. This is the first 15, and I'm going to do a part 2 in a little bit.